ساتوی پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور ساتوی پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا
In the name of Almighty Allah, good evening and welcome to this hour's news. This is Suleiman Talash. Maulavi Amir Khan Muttaqi, Minister of Foreign Affairs, on the sidelines of the 50th meeting of the Council of Foreign Ministers of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation in Yaoundé, the capital of Cameroon Republic, separately visited the officials of Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Qatar, Azerbaijan, Oman, Indonesia, Iran, Palestine, Somalia, and other countries. The representatives of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation and related specialized organizations. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs said that the strengthening of bilateral relations and the creation of new opportunities for cooperation in various fields were discussed in these meetings. Takayishu Krumia, Japanese ambassador to Kabul, in a meeting with Mullah Khairullah Khairkhwa, the Minister of Information and Culture, said that his country is providing $10 million to Afghanistan in the field of alternative cultivation of poppy and addiction treatment. Also, during this visit, Mullah Khairullah Khairkhwa thanked Japan for assistance in the fight against narcotics and the protection of cultural heritage, and added that the Islamic Emirate is the first system in Afghanistan after 40 years that has full sovereignty. More details in the report.
سفیر کشور ژاپن یادآوری از همکاری‌های کشور ژاپن کردند در بخش‌های مبارزه با مواد مخدر و حفظ و نگهداری آثار فرهنگی و میراث‌های فرهنگی افغانستان. آقای کرومیا یادآور شدند که کشور ژاپن برنامه همکاری $10 میلیون در بخش مبارزه با مواد مخدر در افغانستان دارد و همچنان بسته همکاری‌هایی که در بخش‌های حفظ نگهداری آثار و میراث‌های فرهنگی است و در حدود $300,000 آمریکایی میباشد که روی حفظ و نگهداری آثار تاریخی در موزیم ملی و همچنان غنیسازی موزیم ملی مصرف خواهد شد.
از قسمت حفظ میراث‌های فرهنگی و از موزیم در قسمت افرای سطح دانش کارمندان موزیم، انکشاف تعمیر موزیم و کمک با وسایلی که در تعمیم آثار و کارمند مجاور است.
A spokesperson of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the United States told Fox News that this country does not support the armed conflict in Afghanistan. According to him, the United States does not want war in Afghanistan again. It's worth mentioning that last year the British Foreign Ministry also said that it does not support the war against the Islamic Emirate and does not consider it to be good for Afghanistan. The ministry emphasized that there is no other way but interaction with the Islamic Emirate. The Ministry of Higher Education announces the travel of a delegation of Swiss experts to the country to train and improve the capacity of doctors of the teaching hospitals of Kabul University of Medical Science. The ministry adds that these experts are supposed to do practical training doctors and professional staff of the teaching hospitals of Kabul University of Medical Science and also perform a number of complicated operations. The Ministry of Agriculture, Irrigation and Livestock inaugurated 2 new products participation in mediation of Islamic financial services of the Agricultural Development Fund in Kabul. Officials of the Ministry of Agriculture, Irrigation and Livestock say that the creation of this development fund is to provide more facilities for the farmers and ranchers. More details in the report.
Two new products of Islamic financial services, participation and mediation of the Agricultural Development Fund, were opened by the Ministry of Agriculture, Irrigation and Livestock in Kabul. The head of the Development Monetary Fund said at the opening ceremony of the Participation and Mediation Fund that with the creation of this fund, the country's agriculture sector can be standardized and farmers can increase their agricultural products by taking loans.
The Agricultural Development Fund is a product of partnership and collaboration based on the circumstances, created to achieve the same goals as to be able to invest in a series of projects between the Ministry of Agriculture, Irrigation and Livestock and the private sector on the basis of partnership. It's very important to look at the situation and needs.
From one side, the professional deputy of agriculture says that they have been able to make the money fund out of profit for the past 3 years and distribute loans through in accordance with the Islamic Sharia. Also, the private sector can invest in different agricultural sectors using the financial resources of the ministry.
What's effective for our farmers and do something. That is good. We give money. But let us provide such a context that people can find work.
On the other hand, the officials of the Chamber of Agriculture and Livestock consider the creation of this fund for a benefit of farmers in the country and say that now the farmers can increase the agricultural products by taking loans and in a cooperative manner.
This fund should be the only fund to support the private sector, because the fund itself is for the development of agriculture, and that is why it was created. And God willing, this will have a great impact on our agriculture and livestock sector.
This fund is being established because before this, farmers were always complaining about the lack of agricultural loans, and now this opportunity has been provided for them.
Noor Ahmad Agha, the General Director of the Afghanistan Bank, visited the bank's branches in Maidan Wardag and Logar provinces. The bank said Noor Ahmad Agha has given necessary recommendations to officials of the mentioned departments to improve their work, provide better services, and increase coordination. The General Director of the Afghanistan Bank said that this bank is trying to provide banking services to citizens all over the country. Officials of the President's Affairs Department said in a meeting to explain the achievements of the department that 2,241 prisoners have graduated from religious science in the country's prisons in the past year. According to officials, currently more than 6,000 prisoners are studying religious education in the country's prisons. The officials add, according to the decree of Amir al-Mu'minin Hafazahullah, there is ease in the punishment of the prisoners, and more than 1,000 prisoners have been released from prisons during the holy month of Ramadan, Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha. The Ministry of Interior Affairs has arrested 15 people in connection with the use, sale and transportation of drugs in the country. The ministry said that the anti-narcotics forces arrested 15 people in Farah, Herat, Nimroz, Jawzjan and Badakhshan provinces in connection with the sale, transportation and use of narcotics, along with 3 kilograms of heroin, some of opium, methamphetamine, hashish and drug pills. The ministry also added that its forces caught and burned 80 liters of acid and various drugs materials in Balkh district in Bakwa district of Farah province. And the final one is that the Department of Meteorology of the Ministry of Transport and Aviation has warned of rain and floods in 15 provinces of the country. In a press release of this ministry, 15 to 35 millimeters of rain is expected in Badakhshan, Nuristan, Kunar, Nangarhar, Lagman, Kabul, Logar, Maidan Wardag, Ghazni, Paktia, Khost, Paktika, Zabul, Oruzgan and Kandahar on Sunday. In the press release, a warning has also been given about the winds in the western, eastern, southern and central provinces of the country. That's all for tonight. Thank you so much for watching.